Hello. My name's Kendrick, founder and CEO of MarketPrompt Marketing Services. And today I'm here to basically teach you about copywriting and how to integrate it within your landing pages or any ads that you post so that you get more clicks and conversion. So again, copywriting is persuading prospects about you and only your company and basically creating a connection. And so what are we going over today? We're going to go over the main understanding and the concept of it. We're going to talk about ad creative integration. How can we integrate proper copywriting into your ad creatives? And on top of that, we're going to look at how we can integrate that into your landing pages or pages as well. So the main understanding, this is your start to the copywriting mentality. First, it is not that complicated. It's a mentality that gets better with time, and it's like sales. That's what I say. Because it's like learning English, right? We use certain tones, we use certain stops, and when we communicate, we really don't think about it like that. You see how I put emphasis on think? We don't think about it like that. So, once you learn how to properly copyright or how it works, you can basically integrate it into any form of sales, whether it's your ads, your page. Let's say down the road you start selling products, you're learning how to copyright so that you can get more conversions in general, whether that's leads or is just purchases. And so ads and pages are different. Ads basically want to drive a click, right? And you might have different pieces of text. And it's very simple. It's just to drive a click. It is to get them basically, it allows you to sort out who you need, right? This allows you to connect with that person, that prospect that you need, and then it gets them to click. And then your page is basically guiding them to convert. That's basically the differences, right? This is just a click. This is to convert. Okay, then. So here's some mentality notes. This is like the general understanding, right? You're going to be talking to the prospects. You're not going to be talking about your business or how great your business is. You're not going to make it all about you. It's all about the prospect. Like it's specifically made for them. Like the universe just catered to them and dropped your business right in front of them. So you're going to be talking to the prospect. You understand their situation, right? You're solving their problem. If you're going to be power washing someone's house, you know that their house is dirty and people might look at it a certain way. Or when they come home, their house is dirty, or maybe they're too lazy to do it, or maybe they don't know how to do it, right? So there's different approaches that you could basically uncover with copywriting, right? You just pick any of them and go into a deep story about, how they might feel or what's stopping them, and you get into it, right? So in this case, you're the problem solver. You know the problem, and then, you explain their situation. You explain how you solve it, right? You're the problem solver. And so that's what gets them to click. Ad wise, paid media wise, you're going to be convincing and you're going to be sparking interest. So that gets them to click, right? And page wise, you understand and you have proof, right? You understand their issue. You understand, possibilities that they need fixed. And then you have proof that your business works, right? So you're going to be maximizing persuading them, right? And understanding their situation. That's all copywriting is. It's how well can you talk to them? How well do you know their situation, and how well can you basically nurture them like a baby until becoming a prospect, because they know that this is something they need to get fixed, right? Okay then. Like let's say gyms, right? Gyms are amazing. Um let's say, a lot of people. It's a growing problem. It's forever going to be a problem. People are conscious about how they look, how healthy they are, or how they feel, right? And if you know your gym, in this case, we're just talking about gyms, right? We're home servicing. The gym, right? People want to lose weight, right? And if you go into, let's say, one of the thousand reasons why people don't lose weight, right? Maybe they're lazy or they're confused, right? You could go into a brief detail about how that situation might look for them, how they might feel, and then you're building that connection with them. And so they're going to be like, this ad makes sense to me. I want to change this. This person is notifying me, right? You're notifying them of the problem, and then they're going to want to click because they're interested. And so that's basically the first half when it comes to the ads, right? But we're convincing here, and then we're sparking interest, right? So you know your prospect situation. You should be able to explain why they might need a HVAC check, or explain why they need their house power washed so their HOA doesn't get on them, or explain why they might need a new driveway, or explain why they need a new roof, right? You know their situation. You know how stressful it could be for people who don't get the service. So you should be able to convince them. This is just our human nature. And so we're going to talk about ad creative integration. So copywriting use within paid ads. So again, you have your primary text, your headline, and description. So based off of the ad within the Meta Ads Manager that allows you to preview it, which looks like this, um, your text might change. Description you might not use as much. Your primary text is mainly what you might use. That might be when scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, looking at reels. The primary text is mostly what you see, and the headline is like supportive. um Description might not show up on everything, so just make sure you tinker in within these stuff. So your primary text might be the main thing with all the copy, right? You might throw in, their issue, and then notify them within the primary text. The headline might be free quotes, right? It's going to grab their attention. This is going to notify them of the issue and tell them what to do. This is going to grab their attention. Description, it's a bit iffy. You still can add a little bit of supportive text because some ad formats within the Meta Ads Manager um, has different formats. So you could put a little description in there just to describe the ad, but it's not too useful. So don't stress about it, is all I'm saying. So again, once you put that copy in, you're going to relate, right? You know their issues, so you're going to relate, and you're going to cast an image and a perspective on that. So yeah, like I get um, power washing. You got to rent all this equipment, and you got to do all the water bill. We handle the water, right? We have the water in in the back of our van, right? And we do all the tools. The only thing you have to do is sit on your porch and watch us. And then the headline might be free quotes on power washing. It'll be better than that, but that's what I could think of off the top of my head. And so you're going to give up your bait as well. So if you looked at our meta ads tutorial, we talk about a bait, and the bait is basically like, what are you giving them for free? What are they biting onto, right? It could be free quotes, or it could be a discount, anything where they're getting something for free, or something off, or something in return. Just gets them interested, gets them clicking, it gets them considering your services. And so again, the whole point of copywriting within these ads is just to drive a click, right? They have an interest and it applies to them, right? Because you related and you crafted a perspective at which, they needed your service, right? They're too lazy. They don't want to do all the renting. They don't want to do all the work when the only thing they have to do is call you, and you don't run up their water bill because you have a big gallon tank in the back of your stuff with all your equipment. The only thing you drive to them, right? You're solving all their issues. And so now you got them to click because you applied proper copy to your ad. And so again, get the click, focus on prospects' interest, right? And relation, right? So they relate to it, right? They know it's an issue, right? You know their situation, you cast an image upon it, and so now they're going to be interested. And then this is the part where they're going through your whole page, right? If it applied to them, that's already a quality conversion, right? So now they're on your page and they're going to read your whole page. But the thing is, you have to integrate proper copy within your landing page as well. So where does this type go? Obviously, your landing page. Here we have I like to call this debate text because this is like mainly what people go off of. It's the first thing their eyes rest on. Big, bold text with some supportive text under it, but you could call this the headline and the primary text if you want to. But this is mainly where your copy goes, right? You might put, now this is not the best, but you might put here, some good text, right? Your path to a better driveway or something, right? Get in, and it basically, after they click it, right, because they know they need to fix their driveway, now is talking specifically to them about how they're going to get a better driveway. Isn't this amazing? It's like the whole world's catered for them. And that's how copywriting should be. When in sales calls, or if you're learning sales, or if you're a business owner, you learn to talk in a certain way that helps guide people so that they can get what's best fit for them, because you know that your business can help them. And that's exactly how copywriting should be. It should be treated as another way of sales, right? A good salesman, if you're selling a lot and it's a good service, you having a good business in sales just fuels the sales even better. So if you're applying good copywriting and you're being authentic with it and you know that you're guiding prospects, it just becomes like sales and it becomes a human nature business wise. It becomes a business trait in that case. And so even when you're talking about, the qualities of your business, you still can talk about how an expert repairman might be good for them and how satisfied your services might be good for them so that they can sit down. You still have to paint a picture within the text about how they're going to be sitting on their porch with a freshly power washed house and just amazed by it. You have to put that image in their head so that they want to buy it. They want to get that feeling out of your business. So again, you're going to grasp the client, right? Right? You're going to follow them up with this, right? They just clicked your ad, and you're going to go over here and talk about how they're going to have a better path to a better lawn or a better path to a better roof, right? And so you're going to grasp them. Hey, this is how you get a better roof. Propose your services. So, boom. You already noticed, they already know the services. You already proposed it. You probably had a good headline, right? And so under it might be a supporting text about free estimates, or it might be, how many clients have you served, or um, anything supporting, the fact that they might have a better path to a new lawn, right? Your path to a better lawn, and then it's like serving over 600 customers. Isn't it like, hey, my path, and they're doing it all over, or put some text under their path. Put some text about how they're going to get something out of it, a free estimate or something about your business, right? You want to make it so that they feel included. And so now the rest of the page is guiding the prospects. You're going to be using stuff like you or your. You're going to be talking to them, and you're going to be glazing your brand as well, right? Our brand allows for our clients to be able to sit back 24/7, 365 a year, because our services is so good and so reliable and we do X, Y, and Z. You're basically going to like be their football team for life if you have good copy, because they feel included. And that's the whole point of copywriting. It targets them, it guides them, and it converts them all at once. And it's just something that you need to have in the back of your head when creating these ads and these pages. Anything that is readable and you're trying to grasp prospects or any buyer, you need to learn this trait. And in even in product based businesses, and this isn't, again, we're still home servicing here, but even in product based businesses, proper copywriting, right? What does your product solve? What's so good about it, and how does it differ? People don't look at these business elements as copywriting. They look at it as common sense, but once you break down copywriting, one, it's easier to understand, and then since it's easier to understand, you can also expand on it and do much better. And so it's small tweaks like this that allow people to convert 20, 30% more, 50% more, or completely double, 2x their business, because copywriting is important. And so this is where you're focusing on getting the booking. How relative is this business, and how much am I getting out of it? And so if you copyright it and you make it specifically about those prospects that come to your page, they're going to feel included. And that's just another part of your marketing funnel. And so that's copywriting, where you're connecting and informing and guiding prospects, and you're going to maximize conversions with connections. That's the whole point of copywriting. How can I connect with this prospect and get them to convert? It's that simple. We don't need a 2-hour video about writing the same line over and over again. That's copywriting. It's just a mentality, and it's like the tone of speaking. It's just something that you apply in the background, which we don't really realize that it has that much impact. So what did we go over today? The main understanding of copywriting, how to integrate it within your ads, and how to integrate it within your pages. Again, that's copywriting. My name's Kendrick, founder and CEO of MarketPrompt Marketing Services, a remote marketing agency. We help home servicing businesses scale using modern marketing tactics. If you want this done for you, contact us in the description below or using our website on any platform. That's marketing done for you by your marketing superheroes. You have a good one.